Today I'm going to show you how to draw from life step by step, composition, and using different charcoals to finish this portrait drawing. Okay, let's plan on the compositions. This is the space that we have, right? It's kind of square. And we're gonna see, I'm using a wine charcoal so that I can be really free to changing it. Okay, let's see. Gonna the top over here, maybe the bottom of the chin, maybe here, and the ear could be on this side. So all those are without measurement, just planning, right? And the neck here, okay, and the shoulder coming to this side, and the shoulder coming to the other side. George have a very wide shoulder, so it's about over here. Just think about it, how you will feel. You can add something over here, but anything over here is not the final for any mean. We just try to get an idea of if this would work okay for you to move forward, because everything you're going to draw from here is going to establish adding again and again on top of this structure, right? So making sure this is good for you. I think we're gonna make it the head a little bit smaller. How about that? We're gonna move the chin a little bit higher, so you can see that even though the measurement is not even in this step, because we don't even know how big the whole face we want it to be, right? Okay, that's good. Now what I want to do, I'm going to do the first measurement. I'm going to find out the height of the head compared to the width of the face. So I'm going to take a look. Take the height of the face, and this is actually exactly the same way they would draw anything else.
It's the same thing when we draw.
Exactly. Anything you draw is very much applied to anything that you draw from observation. All right, I'm going to rotate that. I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to exclude the ears. And actually, that's very close to half. Interesting. And everybody somehow a little bit different. So I'm going to make the half. I'm also going to measure whether or not this is the half. The mark for the half, oh, a little bit higher. So a little bit half, this is the half of the face is a little bit more than half. This is good. We're gonna take this part and rotate it. Now become the left over here and the right side is over here. As so you know, we did not include the ears in this measurement. Okay, so now the left and the right. Include the ear, that probably the ear is about this much. Like this. Right? Okay. His face a little bit turning toward the right side. So the center line is about here. So good. Now we're gonna draw this box. Looks like a box right now. Now a few things we're going to do, since we already know the width compared to the height. Let's take a look at how we divide the whole height. He has quite a bit of thickness for the hair, so I'm going to find out what is the proportion here compared to the whole height of the face. Let's do that first. And I'm going to take the top for the hair area. Vertically, I'm going to coming down 1, 2, 3. So you know what? We can divide it into quarters. This is half, and divide into quarters. And this, I'm going to explain to you. Okay. Divide into quarter. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're all quarters. And all it is, their hair a little bit less than a quarter. It's about this much, right? And then the rest, we're going to divide it into 3. And this is the eyebrows. The eyebrows. This is the nose. And then now we're looking at from the nose to the bottom of the chin, and we can see that the middle is right on the bottom of the lower lip. Okay, now from here to there we can divide into half, and half is become the space for the lip, for the mouth, right? Like this, like that. So everything's still kind of very general. Now that's good. Now we divide it. This would be the top. This for the hair. Okay, vertically. This is good. We can do a little bit faster now. And now where the eyes? The eyes is about 1/3 from the eyebrows down. And you can see that 1, 2, and 3 to the nose. And the eyes about here. Let's take a look at horizontally, where are the space for the 2 eyes. And I'm looking at it, and actually interesting. The right side of the eye, over here on the right side to the edge, a little bit less than 1 eye space, because his face turning to the right side. Well, the rest we can divide into 4. So this is good. So in that case, we also divide it into half first, right? And this and this. Now this is good. Now we know. First, we already found out that the vertical space for the eyes, and now we find out horizontally where are the space for the 2 eyes. Now it's good, right here. Now we can go to the next step really quickly. Now we come down over here. Right now you can see that this portrait can be, say, look like anybody, right? Because we don't have the details or the specific details of George onto the paper yet. Now we're gonna go a little bit smoothly coming down like this. Okay, and the ear, where the ear location, the top of the ear is right above the eye, about right here. Okay, and the bottom of the ears are right line up with the nose. It's good. We put it like this, as well the same thing on this side. Like that. Pay attention, observe, and you will find those one thing at a time. Find them and then put it down on the paper. That's good. All right, now we're gonna go a little bit more specific, and we're gonna finish the drawings in a few minutes. Like a look at the neck, coming down over here, the neck, the width of the neck compared to the width of the face. Okay, now I'm gonna come down to the dress, add some detail to here. Here we go. And really quickly, the shoulder going to this way. Okay, now we come to this side of the shoulder, and it's just a good idea that you can try to extend this shoulder line. And where's it gonna hit? Is it actually hit the mouth? So that's good. And look at on this side, it should be a little bit higher. Okay, like that. So this is good. And what we're going to do, we're going to make the background a little bit darker to start with. If you too much texture, you can just use a hand or the blender to blend it down so that it's not jumpy so much with the texture. Okay, now what I want to do, we're going to come in here, getting to a little bit more specific detail now. So what I want to do, we're going to take a look at it here, the eye, look at the eye, but first look at the shape, the structure around the eye. On this side a little bit darker, this side a little bit darker, okay? And look at the nose over here. Draw the center line coming down over here. Like this. This side in the shadow side. So you just divide the face into two sides. Light side and the shadow side. It's very important because start from big and going to smaller and smaller details. Okay, on this side, a little darker shape. And on the neck, of this side also the shadow side. And half side, this side a little bit darker too. So don't worry about the small details too early, because otherwise you are, before you getting the proportion and the relation between those big areas, you're going to jump into the small area and you don't know even where the small area is going to be, right? So you have to go from big to smaller and smaller, slowly coming down. Okay, now it's good. We just got the big structure kind of cover, right? On the ears too. A little bit coming in, and on this side of the nose, a little bit darker. So as I tone it down, and this area, the highlight area is gonna pop. Okay, and this side's a little bit darker too. Again, that's good. On the lip, a little bit darker. Okay, now let's go a little bit deeper now. Let's take a look at the eyebrows. Okay, we never look at the eyebrows until this point, like this. Now, give a little suggestion for the eyebrows, like on this side. And immediately I go to the other side of the face. Take a look at the other eyebrows, because they are related. Like that. Now, going into inside the eye, we already put the structure suggestions, the curve, the shadow, already in the areas around the eye. So this is good. A double eyelid. And then the iris. And there's a little highlight over here. I'm going to leave the highlight like that. Right? Good. At the other eye on the right side. Okay. The iris right here. You see how easy, if you already know the location for this part. And this looks like a little triangle over here is a little bit darker. So keep thinking about the general shape, like a triangle and rectangle, mostly triangle. It's like on this side. Okay, I'm going to draw that. The space between the two eyes, only about one eye space. Right, this is good. Now we come down to the nose. And the nostrils right here on the right side. And this is the nostril on this side. Look like this, smaller shape. That's good. Now we're coming down to take a look at the mouth. Take a look at take a look at the upper lip, like this. Look like a little triangle coming here. And then the lower lip. There is some catch the shadow underneath because of the shape of the lip. Like that. Now this is good. Now blend it a little on this side. That's just good. Let's give it a little bit shade for the beard. Now we're already adding some of the details. Now next what I want to do and go a little bit more specific with this charcoal pencil. The eyebrows, again, from the top to the bottom. Okay, on this side. If you get the structure correct, and the rest is about just a matter of time to get everything in the right value, in the right contrast. And on the forehead over here, I'm going to make this a little bit lighter to show the form of the forehead. Like that. And this should be smoother too. Keep looking at the contrast. Okay, let's coming down. Look at the eye. The eye should be a little bit wider. Let's take a look. The eye is still over here. Okay, looks good. And a corner over here. Now I'm going to look a little closer and closer into more and more of the details. Now looking at this side of the eye. Now looking inside the iris. There's a little bit darker in the middle over here. There's the pupil. And also the top over here has catch the shadow coming down to inside the eye. Right? And then under here have a small shape. You can say a line, but we see it's a shape. Right there. And over here is a little bit darker. A little shape because the light coming from this side. So the eye area is like a rounded. So look like there's an eyeball underneath. So under here, up over here, a little bit darker here too. Shady a little. And now get a little bit more and more specific details as we keep talking about it now. And now coming to this side of the eye. Okay, take a look. Good. Turning over here. So at the beginning of the drawing process, you don't have to worry about how the eye looks like and all those details looks like. No, we have the time for it later, right? So turning a little bit. I know drawing a portrait is not a simple object but the process of the drawing is the same as you drawing anything else. Now we come down to the nose. Now take a look, and this nostril should be a little bit higher, so it just soften it and move it a little bit higher, like this shape. Okay, it's good. I'm coming to this side because all those small details now, the shape and how the things turn, is actually affecting the connection to the subject matter, and which is in this point over here is George. Okay, now I'm looking at the side of the nose. Now I'm looking at those smaller contrast. Okay, now I want to use the nitty eraser. Now I'm going to get the highlight back on the nose. Like that. Coming down. Okay, now we're going to keep going. Come under the mouth. Look at the corner, where the corner is. Like that, good. Finding the shape. And let's see. Maybe a little bit higher over here. That's good. Now take a look at the bottom of this triangle. Like that. That's good. On this side, it's the shadow side. So it's a little bit darker than the left side. Now I also come up here to give it a little bit facial hair. The bear over here. Use those texture to create a connection and the illusion of the bear. Here you go. That's the texture. Like that. Now we come down. Okay. And you remove this little suggestions here. Look like something dark coming through. Okay. Alright. That's good. Now I'll also make this a little bit darker too. Now coming down to the lower lip. Okay, under here, it's a little bit darker. Getting there. Okay, on this side, also use the side of the charcoal. You can create the texture of the bear coming down like over here. And here we go. And take a look at the edge of the face. And now we can do a little definitions. And that is good. Coming up. Over here. And coming down almost like a straight line, but a little bit curved like this way. Okay. Coming through here. Come to the bottom. And give a little texture for the bear. And now underneath the chin, underneath the face, is the catch the shadow, right under here. Now we're gonna give a little bit darker on the shadow side. Okay, that's good. And take a look at the neck coming up here. It's right from here, coming down. Now I'm gonna brush the charcoal pencil. Okay. Suggestions. Okay. Take a look at the shoulder. Like that. Okay, coming to the left side. Okay, that's the shoulder on the left side. Okay, let's take a look at inside the ear over here. Anything we need to pick up? It's not a whole lot. Okay. Something in the mouth, we need to pay a little bit attention to it. This looks good, but the corner should have a little bit like that, because the corner of the mouth showing very big the personality that is actually at someone's corner of the mouth. Okay, I'm gonna give a little texture up here. And now take a look at the shadow side of the face. And this side a little bit darker. Okay. Lower over here, connect to the shape over there. And also we can use a needle eraser to have on the cheek a little bit lighter right here. They're showing this help to enhance the structure of the face, like that. And take a look at the middle of the nose here, and this coming down right here, like that. Okay, this is good. I think the drawing is done. This is the end of this live portrait drawing lesson. I hope this lesson will help you in your learning. If you like this lesson, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and turn on notification. If you're serious learning portrait drawing, please join us to our Enjoying Artist community. I will see you in our next lesson.